Hey everybody, thank y'all for joining us. Sorry I had a little technical difficulties. Tonight is Thursday. We're going to be doing our live tonight. It's going to start in about 5 minutes as people start rolling in. Hey Twin, hey Brianna. Hey Bri, how you doing?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Hey Sheena. So we always wait probably about like 2 to 3 minutes after 8 because people are starting rolling in before we start.
That's fine.
Okay, and you can use the little arrow at the bottom and invite people like while we're waiting for them
Okay.
to come in. Hey Sheena, hey Deja. Thank y'all for joining us. Like y'all know, every Thursday we wait about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes after the time, just so guests can start coming in.
My camera ready.
Hey Ashley. Hey about another business. Hey Mrs. Washington. Thank y'all for joining us. We're gonna start in about 2 minutes, everybody. Just letting more people roll in, and then we'll start. Hey Monique, thanks for joining us tonight. Hey Kayla. Hey Dee. Hey Mama. One more minute. Remember, hey Coach Joe. Remember, y'all can also invite everybody to the live as we're going on. Start in about a minute. Okay, everybody, we're gonna start tonight. It's Thursdays. Wise Consulting. We do our lives every Thursday. We have a guest business owner on just to talk about their business and what they do, their road to entrepreneurship, do's and don'ts they learned along the way, things they wish they knew before they started. So tonight, our guest is Brianna Melanson. She is the owner and travel consultant for Busy Bee Bookings. So tonight, Brianna, thank you for joining us, and the floor is all yours. Tell us about what you're doing, what your company is, your road to where you are now, what made you start this, advice for people who are maybe starting or stuck. So the floor is all yours.
Hi. First, thank you for having me tonight. So I am the busiest bee, the owner and the creator of Busy Bee Bookings LLC, and I am a travel consultant, an independent agent with IntelliTravel. And it really this started as a passion for myself. I do a whole lot of traveling throughout the years, and so many trips. I just decided, why am I paying someone else when I can do this myself? Um, got into the business, and I just started posting pictures and saw people's interest. But I learned that people really don't know a lot about travel. Uh, don't know the ins and outs about pricing, insurance, and different things of that nature. So that's how I started. A little over 2 years ago, started off as something for me and my family, and it has grown into a business for people I never met before, people that follow my social media and are just interested in my travel senses, travel advice, just interested in learning different things. As a plus size traveler, I cater to that community. Also, the different things for women of my size or anyone of my size, um, anyone that's just getting into the game, pricing, how I save, and different things like that. So travel has so many different aspects to it. So it's a learning process, and it's always growing.
So what's your business? So when people would like to get into travel agent, to be a travel agent or to own a travel agency, what are some of the steps that they have to take to even start a business like that?
Well, they have different, like I said, I'm an independent contractor with independent agent with IntelliTravel. So you buy into the business. It's just like you're maybe like franchising, if you understand that so much. So you buy into the business, you pay monthly, and that gives you access to all the vendors. And, I plan the trips, but I go through vendors like FunJet and different things like this. All these things can be done independently. A travel consultant is basically to take the stress away from the client. So if people ever use Priceline and different things like that, you're just working with travel consultants behind a computer screen. And they just build trips. So as working with IntelliTravel, we pay in and they train us on how to build the perfect trip. But again, travel goes off of experiences. I get better with every experience every trip that I plan, everything I learn. So my business is growing and I'm branching off because every time I travel, I learn something new.
So what are some of the do's and don'ts of travel? I know you said earlier about like, a lot of times people just don't know. So like do's and don'ts of traveling, especially like out of the country, because I think that is kind of a lot of time it's foreign for a lot of people. Sometimes people have never did it until they were like an adult. So what are like some of the do's and don'ts of traveling?
I would say the biggest don't is to don't let social media influence you. Basically, learn from it. Research is a big thing, but have your paperwork in order. Always have insurance. We're still dealing with COVID. People try to ignore it, but it's still alive and well. So insurance is a big thing. Insurance can pay up. It's called insurance or travel protection. I sell it privately. So even if I don't plan your trip, I can plan your excursions. I can sell you insurance. That's something that I learned growing in this business. But you always want to have insurance going out of the country because if they lose your luggage, if something happens for you, it's not just saying, "Oh, I'm covering my money because I'm not going." It's the little things. If you have a layover over a certain amount of hours, they'll pay for your hotel room because we all know that airlines now, they don't always want to pay up. They're giving you or sending you to the Motel 6. So you want to have insurance so that you can send the receipt and um, send a receipt and get paid back for your stuff. Insurance is a big thing. We all laugh about this, but another big thing is don't always go with the group chat. The trip that is always being planned in the group chat, 90% of the time, they never leave the group chat. You have to understand, you have to be able to venture out. Solo travelers or have your person, have your person that you want to travel with. Always do that. Know about the airports and the time you need. Rental cars, you have to have a valid ID. Know that LA Wallet is not accepted in any other state except Louisiana. You cannot rent a car. You can get on the plane in New Orleans and you still can't get your car even though you have all your credentials on LA Wallet in Colorado. It doesn't work out of the country. Know that PreCheck, I know we discussed that before. They have Clear, that's a private owned company. You pay, and everybody knows that's the shorter line on the side. They cut everybody else, and they put you through. You don't have to take off your shoes, or you can pay for pre-check. A little hint: if you work in the plant or if you have a TWIC card, you get pre-check for free. You flip your card on the back, the number you have on the left-hand side, it will give you clearance throughout the states. Pre-check is only for the states, for domestic travel. So that's something you all should know. But with that, you can always upgrade to global entry. Global entry is for anywhere. When you're coming out of the country and you see the people go on the line to the right and just scan their face, that is global entry. They give you an application. You have to go to an airport to have that interview to get approved for global entry. It's pre-check is like $90 a year. Maybe it's $85 a year. Not a year. It lasts for like 2 years, and then global entry is like $150, and it lasts the same time. But you just keep on renewing. Now, mind you, you get a felony, you have back child support, all those things, you lose all those privileges. They will allow you. Please know this, that will allow you to get on the flight in the domestic city. They will arrest you once you get to the layover to go on the international leg. So if you have a felony or back child support, anything that you think they won't know, yes, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, you can get on your flight. Once you get to these Charlottes, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Dallas, those Atlanta, those are usually the hubs for these places, for flights and airlines. They will not allow you to get on that connecting flight to the next location, to the international location. And you will get arrested and brought to the back. That's what happens. Another thing is, know what you can travel with, know what's allowed, liquids and different things like that. Always, always, always research the location you're going to. We all know about the story of the lady in Dubai that got arrested for screaming and stuff like that. We think it's silly, but these places they have a lot of rules. Always research. Don't always use your travel agent as your researcher. Make sure you know for yourself, because we have a lot of clients. We always have that. Please know that I get this all the time. All-inclusive versus European plan. When you get to these places, the only places that usually offer all-inclusive, and everybody should know this, are Caribbean places. So Jamaica, St. Lucia's, Mexico's. So Mexico and the Caribbean will offer all-inclusives. That's when you just show up, your food is paid for, your drinks are included, you just eat all the time. That you are looking for an all-inclusive place. Nowhere in the United States of America offers all-inclusives. If they do, you are paying a lot. So please know that Puerto Rico only has one all-inclusive hotel in the whole island, and it's booked out for 2 years. So European plan means they may give you breakfast, but you have to pay for the rest of your meals there. So always know how to budget. Travel does not have to be expensive to enjoy. But once you get to that, put a little bit on the side. Make a savings account, because it can be so overwhelming when you want to do something and you can't do it because you can't afford it. Know that travel agents now have the ability to put you on payment plans. Ask those questions. A big thing that people need to know: everyone gets a passport. The passport office has been backed up since COVID happened 2 years ago. Do not wait the last minute. Please, if you're thinking about going, your passport. The passport lasts 10 years for adults, only 5 years for children. 16 or under are considered children. 5 years. They have a passport office in New Orleans that will do day of. But if you put it in early enough, they will send you your receipt. You can check your status. I always say go really, really early, put in your passport so you don't have that issue. Please note that when you put in your passport, married women, this is the biggest thing to know. However, your passport is made out. I don't care if you change your name with the state. If your passport says your maiden name, you need to book your trip on your maiden name. No matter what your ID says, your passport trumps all of that.
Oh,
So if you
that's good information.
if
I know that.
you did not update your passport, which I do not suggest because I would not pay extra. We I do not pay extra. So if you got married within the 10 years, but even though everybody get their ring and they want, I'm a whatever now, book it on your maiden name. Your passport and your trip itinerary has to be the exact match. They will charge you $50 per letter to change your trip.
So y'all who got those long names, and all that, that really is a good tip, because I don't think people, I did not know that at all. I just thought whatever your name is,
No,
your license, that's what you could do.
And make sure of this before you leave. When you get your passport, this is why I say go early. The passport office is just like any other office. They will spell your name wrong and they do not care. Even if my name is Breanna, Breanna, if they spelled it Brianna, I have to book as Brianna. So I wouldn't send it back. They're not going to change it. You book as whatever your passport says. Please know, we're African Americans. We have gotten a little eccentric with the asterisks and the hyphens. That does not, we cannot put that on your reservation. So don't call your agent and say, oh, this capitalizes. Everything is capitalized in our world, but we don't have a space. We don't have a asterisk, accent over the E's. We can't do all of that. So please know that. And your last name for men that are juniors, the last name and junior is all your last name together. So that's some things you should know.
Somebody asked in the chat, Bree, so it's a Miss Washington 81322. I don't know, somebody you know. They said, so are we paying you or the company when booking?
Okay, that's a big thing. I've had that. But you are not paying me. Nothing comes to me. The little myth that people does not know. A travel agent only gets paid 3 months after you return from your trip and enjoy. So this is based off of passion. A passion. It goes directly to the vendor. We put it in, just like you're paying your light bill online. We put it in the system. It disappears for fraud purposes. We're not allowed to write anything down. Everything goes to the vendor basically. And then after you return home, 90 days after, I will get a percentage of it. So really, that's why travel agents, if you ever go on my page, you have to pay a consultation fee and different things. That's for me to get something, because if you back out, I still get no money, right? I see someone put in the chat about non-refundable deposits and different things like that. So insurance is a big thing that life happens. Don't think it's only because, I'm not going, the group is not going. No, life happens. A child can get sick, your job can have issues, a family member, God forbid those things. But most of your deposits are non-refundable, especially if you do not have insurance. Insurance can be different ways, where they can give you 50% of credit, 50% of your money back. Or it can be all cash back. You lose the price of the insurance. So if your trip is $1,500, you added $129, let's say, for your insurance. If you cannot go and you have 100% cash refund on your insurance, that means you will lose the $120 and you will get the exact form of how you paid the $1,500 back. But if you have only credit, which you can do travel credits, that means you lose the $129 and then you have $1,500 in travel credits that you have to use within 1 year to that same vendor, not to Brianna, not to Busy Bee Bookings. You can use any agent, but you have to go through that same vendor. Another thing to know, like I said, I sell private insurance. I know a lot of people sell that, but look at your credit cards. American Express pays, if you pay for your trip with American Express, it will pay for your insurance itself. If you have a travel credit card, like we go back to Global Entry, your travel credit card will pay for your Global Entry fees. And they will reimburse that on your American Airlines card, Southwest card, different things of that nature. So always check those facts, always ask questions. A lot of things are non-refundable. A lot of things have deadlines. On all my travel paperwork, you have to, when I send my clients off, I send them a little gift, but I highlight, even if you are going on a trip today, and you know you are going today and tomorrow it changes, if you are not in the window to cancel, even if you have insurance, you'll get penalties from different things. The hotel will give you penalties. Please note that every time, this is a big, big thing. We all want to do group trips. I'm a sorority girl. You're a sorority girl. You're so excited to be with your line sister, that and the other. And then something happens and everybody can't go. When you do a large booking with how many? 31. I have 31 people. If I have 31 line sisters, we did a large booking with 31 girls, and then one can't go. If that booking was all 31 of us, if one backs out, we have to reprice for everyone.
Oh.
I highly encourage, when you do group trips, you book them room to room, and then you allow your travel agent to group them together after. So if one room cancels, it won't affect all the other rooms. It just will affect that person and their roommate.
Oh, just and that's another thing people, I know a lot of people don't know, and everybody always wants to go on some type of group trip with your girlfriends, your family, couples trips, and things of that nature. But I know somebody put in here like why you charge a fee to create a trip, but like we always talk about this on the lives about deposits and why people do deposits is because when I'm taking my time to help you and you back out, I could have put somebody else in that position who wanted to think. So it's like we always talk about non-refundable deposits, contracts, things to where, because you are still giving your time. And people think sometimes you only need to pay for a service, but you also have to pay for people's time that they're using to actually, do provide you with a service or provide you with a product. Yeah. Somebody also asked, Bree, do you recommend using Gate One travel site for booking trips?
Gate One is a great site. I have access to that site, but you have to know where you're going. Each vendor is good for, like, Gate One is good for Africa and different things like of that nature. But when you're doing Caribbean, you can use FunJet. I see somebody put in the chat. So this is the thing. You have to know each vendor and what they offer and what they're good at. You can always say, like, I will just put this out here. For my group trips, like, shout out, in less than a month, we'll be in Cancun for tacos and tequila, me and my group. But I always use Vacation Express. I like the hotels that they offer. They offer the Hyatt brand. I'm a Hyatt girl. You have your bougie travelers. That's me. If you use FunJet, what I use with a lot of my newer clients, they're cheaper, but they don't offer that high-end service. So you're not going to get the luxury. They do the reuse, the budget friendly. So Gate One is great, but you have to know what you're getting into and who they cater to. Because you also have to know every vendor will cater to a new traveler, a luxury traveler, a bougie traveler, a family traveler. All inclusives always have age limits. Some of them 25 and older. Some of them 18 and older. Some of them are family resorts. Some of them 17 and older. You have to know what you're getting into. So the problem that I have the most is seeing people say, "Oh, let me get on and I want to go here," and then they say, "But I'm bringing my daughter." That is an adult only resort. And like, so you have to know those things. And adult only is not cookie cutter at 21, 18. Every resort is different. So I saw somebody ask what do you like better, clear or pre-check? Honestly, it's the same thing. I'm a pre-check girl because it's free because I have a store. But it's really the same thing. It's just two different people. Pre-check is owned by the government, just like Global Entry. Clear is owned by a third-party contractor.
Yeah, somebody put in here they're not in all airports. The Clear.
No, because it's a third-party contractor. So that's why they are. When you go to New Orleans, I hope most of you are, because I'm always going to use that. They're trying to gather you to sign up because they're solicitors, basically. Pre-check is owned by the government.
Somebody put there also a Hyatt girl, and they like the Marriott too.
Yeah,
Drika.
Not gonna lie, when I started, different locations, different things. When I started, I was a Ryu girl, and I like that. I still do, but that amount of luxury that I like now, and you have to know who you're traveling with. When I travel with my travel buddy, who is my line sister, I can go Hyatt or whatever. All I have to do is name a price. If I'm traveling with some new travelers that are I would never push that on them because they get overwhelmed with the money. And they miss the beauty of what they're getting. But please know, when you get to a hotel, a resort, you can upgrade to whatever you want. And you don't have to have the same room as your friend. So when we go somewhere, you can upgrade to, like, we all can book together. But if I want an ocean view with a butler and my friend can't afford that, she can get a garden view, as long as we're all there. So that's how I also encourage to do room to room, because it gives Brianna opportunity to get what she wants, Andrea to get what she wants, and anybody else.
Yeah, never know. I always think the prices wrong.
Okay, that is my sister, and she's feeling so. So it's not that, but you get what you pay for always. Mm-hmm. Please know a big thing for Busy Bee Bookings is safety of their clients. I am new to this. I am learning each location. Safety is a big thing. Never, no matter who you book with, don't go and book your own excursions because it's cheaper when you get there. Do all that in advance. Mexico is a big place for trafficking, for stealing money. Do not get if you go in these places, you think it's weird. If you ever go to Cabo, you'll see all the hotels have gates with security guards. They only let certain people in. Book through the people that are already there. So with my company, when I book you, say you don't know what you want to do when you get there, they will have a person representing my company at each resort that I send my clients to. We trust those people to book your excursions, to book your group trips. If you do not book them initially, you do not want to get there and say, "Hey, let me just go book this. I see them people on the side of the road," because you don't know those people. And they can take you anywhere. We have seen the stories of kidnapping and different things like that, and that's real. That's real life. But you want to stay. You don't want. It's always good to say, "Oh, I'm going toward the locals." You have to know where you are before you go with the locals, because the locals are looking at Americans for money. So you want to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into.
Sheena said, "You know how her room better be for Egypt." So I know, like, traveling, like I just think it's sort of like one of the fun things to do. What are some of, like, the must see places that you think people should go, especially out the country?
So I think everyone should get their feet wet in Mexico, right? A quick flight. you know, you the food is not bad. It's some Tex-Mex, some American type. Um, so everyone should go to Mexico just to get their feel of how all-inclusive would be. But when we double back, every African American should go to Jamaica. It's my favorite country. I usually go twice a year. The feel, the vibe, the food actually tastes good. The people are nice. They love big women. So let's make that clear. So Jamaica is a must see. And once you start going, I recommend everyone, every woman, every child. I mean, not every child, but everyone, every man, to go on a solo trip. Um, Solo trips. These are my things. Never stay too long. Never advertise where you are. Social media is going to be the death of us. So don't ping where you are at the time. Do not be afraid. Do not look like you're by yourself. But always, always, always lock. I have mace. I have a door stopper. I have my own safe when I travel by myself. I'm inside before dark. Um, I make sure I book everything before I leave home. But it's so relaxing. Everyone needs their mental health to be there. Sometimes you have to get away from your kids. Sometimes you have to get away from your friends, your family. So I book a solo trip, but I go on Twitter. I see how Black women travel solo. You take those tips. Be comfortable. Spend a little extra money to get a nice resort. Never be afraid of the next traveler, but always remember that the staff have seen you by yourself eating dinner, by yourself leaving. So you don't have to be afraid of the next traveler. Make sure you don't book 6 nights at one place, because now they've seen you 6 nights and they know you are by yourself. So my solo trips are usually 3 nights, 4 days at the most. Quick, fast, peaceful, get my mind together, back home to real life.
It's Monique says she wants to go to Egypt too. Your sister asked, touch on the matter that you don't control the airlines, the flights, the hotels. You know, I know sometimes those things happen. They're like, was it a few months ago when all the airlines were canceling people's trips? And I'm pretty sure some of them probably had booked through a travel agent, you know, and things like that.
Okay, so the airlines are not controlled by us. I actually get layovers. I actually get delayed flights. I'm a complainer, so I'm gonna get my money back. But I cannot control. When I book your trip, I put all your information in, and I put your cell phone number and your email address. So they will start sending you texts and different things of that nature. That is on the airline. I cannot any changes as if you're delayed baggage. If I'm sitting in the airport just like you, everything goes through the airline. You can call me because they will not make your changes because I am your agent and I will work on it. But all your paperwork has the numbers to call while you're traveling. Now, mind you, if you get to the airport and check in, or you even check in 24 hours before, they consider you as a traveler. You cannot get money back if you have checked in, no matter what, because the airline will say, okay, you were in New Orleans, that means you had the opportunity to get on that flight, no matter if it was 12 hours later. So know the rules, read all the fine print. But I cannot control those things. I cannot control if your room is messed up. I'm still just a person that's typing it in and doing things. Make sure you know that anything that I can do, you can do also. I just have experience with it. But I'm still fighting, like my anniversary people, I try to make sure they're good, learn what you like. I don't like long layovers. I will never have a layover in Dallas. Learn who you like as an airline, because people say, oh, I want to go through Miami, but they're flying with United. United's hubs are in Texas. Your layover will be at Bush or Hobby, how it is. If you're flying with American, you're likely going to Dallas. If you can pick those things. So it's not like, some people say, oh, I just want to go to Miami. You're going to pay more to go to Miami if you're going the route that you're going, because you're flying with a certain person. know that everybody wants to come to Egypt. We're going to Egypt April 3rd through 8th, 2024. Everybody wants to come to Egypt. I'm flying through Egypt with either Delta or American. Please know, Southwest and all those people don't go that far, right? They have their partners. When I went to Dubai, I flew American to Emirates. You have Emirates is American's partner. You know, we stopped in Amsterdam, or you can stop in Paris. These long trips, you can make them even longer. Like you're going on a group trip with me, but you can say, Busy Bee, I want to stay longer. I want to go to Thailand. We can extend your trip to go to a different route. You can stay 3 days somewhere else. It's flexible. We have those things, but know that I likely will fly Delta or American. And those places, once you book American through the site, you don't have to look for the bigger airlines. They will switch you to the bigger airlines themselves, right? Or you can go in Emirates and they're going to say, okay, we are with American. So you can start with them it's going to be cheap. New Orleans is not an international hub, so you're going to have to go to Atlanta, then go somewhere else. Or some people go to New York to get a straight flight. It's different options. It's just depending on what you want to spend. I will say this, I'm a bougie traveler. I flew to Dubai in the back of the plane for 18 long hours. Never doing that again. So I flew to Thailand all the way in the front, like the best service. I had a bed, I had everything. I paid for that. Mm-hmm. But okay, I'm going to Egypt in April. I'm saving to pay for those accommodations. Know that if you're plus size, or not even plus size, if you're hippie, you do not want to fly Spirit. You do like those people, Frontier, all that. No, those seats are very narrow and if you're tall, you don't want to fly those airlines. You need to pay for an upgraded seat to be on that emergency.
It only has that's my favorite aisle.
Yeah, so you have to it's different strokes for different folks, right? You do not want to, and my sister says, Spirit her, please. They small, I sit in the back. I can't do it. And always know, do not be uncomfortable for your group. I am flying to Tacos and Tequila without anybody. I'm flying by myself because I'm not about to sit with anybody. We can meet there. It does not have to be all this unity. We're going to be together for 5 long days, 6 days. I'm going to get there when you get there. I'm going to get there on my time. Transportation can be split up by person. It does not have to be by the group.
And I think that's a good point to make, because I think a lot of times, I know I always feel like when we're going on group trips, like we all plan, like we're going to fly this airline, we're going to plan, like, even if we're flying from different states, we're going to plan our layover to be at the same place. But I've never even thought about that. Like, and I know sometimes people do make compromises for people in the group that may don't want to, or maybe can't, or whatever the case may be. So I think that definitely is great information that you can have on your own. You can still get to the same destination, but that you're comfortable.
Get there, and we're going to see each other, and we're going to have dinner when we get there together. And always know, this is a great topic, what you said. You're flying from different states, and we're going to make a layover together. Like I said, I don't do big group trips with everybody, but if I'm flying from Louisiana and my best friend is flying from, let's say, Atlanta, please note that if we decide to be roommates, our flights have to be together, right? Unless you do hotel only. Know that you don't have to book through a travel agent and make sure and have the flights. I can just book the hotel, and you can turn in your flight information and pay for it yourself. Because some people have credit cards, have points. Y'all, I complain. Anything happens to me, I'm a complain because I'm money back. So I fly with somebody else because I have points for someone else. So always know it's flexibility. You can individualize anything during travel.
Somebody asked in the chat, or this is my cousin. Are there any places that we should stay away from? And she put "we" in capital letters, so I think she's meaning African American.
It's they have some places like they said. I haven't been, but I heard London is not very friendly for us. When you go to Dubai, please know that it's just a big city, and your hair will be touched. So most of these third world countries, we are still how can I put this? We are amazing to them. The pictures taken, you will be stared at, you will be stopped like a celebrity just for being African American. That's what it is. The braids fascinate everyone. I'm not gonna say stay away. I'm gonna say really do your research and know where you're staying. Like I have been to every city in Mexico, every single one of them. I have flown in, I have driven in. No, driving into Mexico from San Diego is very dangerous. Know who you're going with. Do not rent the nicest car you have because they search you. They want your money. They don't want you. You have to go through Tijuana to get to some places. Stay in the zones. You know, you can walk into Mexico from San Diego, so you can make a trip however you would like it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just do a lot of research before research is big, and that's not on your travel agent. That's on you. Like people go to the Bahamas. I love the Bahamas.
Me too. That's one of my favorite places.
Yeah, my first solo trip was to the Bahamas. But please know, if you're bringing your family, the Bahamas only has 3 all-inclusive resorts on the whole. And, you're going to see the rules there. You can jet ski from the Florida Keys to the Bahamas, but you have to know that you're going to cross into international waters. So it's different things that you have to know when you get there. Always have your passport on you. A big thing that I recommend to all my clients is people steal, airlines steal. Put a copy of your passport, your COVID card, and your ID and your medical card. Xerox it and put a copy in your luggage because you don't know what is going to happen to you. But just make sure you have that copy, because some places will say, if you're going on an excursion, I need you to bring your passport with you. So if you have that paper copy, you can put it in a safe. I bought my own safe because we all know that everyone can get into the safes in the hotel rooms.
A lot of time at the hotel room safes, if you don't push that door closed back all the way, it doesn't even lock.
Yeah, it doesn't lock.
Yeah.
If you ever, a good hack is if you ever call the manager and say, oh, my safe is broken. They will come in your room and open it immediately. So they can get in. Mm-hmm. So that's why I bought my own safe. So I have a travel safe that I take with me myself. Ladies, a big thing, a huge thing I had to tell my sister, and I tell this to all women, anything. These beautiful wedding rings, these beautiful things, do not wear them out of the country. If you want to take them, that's fine. But I prefer to get a rubber band and put it on your finger. We know you're married. Your husband know you're married. But on these excursions, if they fly off, no, the company is not responsible for that. And like we do parasailing and stuff like that. I did parasailing. They tell you, please take that off. Then you have no one to hold it for you. So you risk losing your expensive jewelry. And you're trying to have fun. Don't get scared. Like, don't be that hard up. Aruba is a great place to go, but it has become the wave. So they went up on the prices. So give it another year. And it's a great place. It's a small place. Walk. It's 75 square miles, the entire island. Only one red light, the entire island. It's so peaceful, so good, but it's the wave now.
And somebody also put in here, my friend Brittany, also check on travel bans. Also check on travel.state.gov for updates on travel bans when you're traveling.
Yes. So I put I send that to my clients before they go to third world countries, right? So they will see that, because that's what someone put in the chat. The rules, each country has different rules that you will need to know. In Dubai, the city doesn't really have any rules per se. It's like a big New York times 10. But when you go to the Emirates, which Emirates can correlate to counties or parishes, Abu Dhabi, you cannot show any skin at the temples. You can't show your ankles, your toes, or anything. So it's different rules for different Emirates. You have to be covered up. All hair has to be covered up, everything. So in Dubai, you may put on a party dress, but in Abu Dhabi, you have to be covered up from head to toe. The only thing that can show is your eyes and your hands, even if you're an American woman. So please note, they do not allow talkback. That's why the lady from Texas is arrested now for screaming, right? Or talking loud to the person. She was right, but she was in a place that does not allow that, right? Thailand is the cheapest place. You could eat all day for $10. $10. You could shop that. But please know, Phuket is one type of place. Bangkok is a city. So you have to know the experience you're looking for. Always travel and make your trip bigger. Like just say you'll pay $40 to fly from Phuket to Thailand, right? But coming from the States, if you had to do 2 separate trips, you'll pay $1,400 a piece. So take some vacation time, PTO. Y'all know y'all like to call in sick. Me too. But take some vacation time and make your trip longer to have more experiences. Make sure your passport gets stamped. We all get passport offices that do not stamp your passport, and then you're looking for it later and you're like, I know I went there, but they don't always stamp. So ask for your stamp. Always upgrade if you can afford it. To get the VIP service at Jamaica's airport is only $60 upgraded, and it is worth every penny of it. You get free massages, everything. So, always, they could take you off the plane if you want. Upgrade your seat on the airplane. Look, going to Thailand, that is 23 and a half hour flights. We were on the plane for 15 hours on one flight to Qatar. Yeah, I upgraded. So, and they're going to start trying to sell it to you a month before you leave. Catch it. They're going to run a little sale. I think I paid $888 one way. But granted, it may sound like a lot, but it saved my butt muscles a lot, because Dubai was a little bit. So I guess I really want to reiterate that travel is an individual experience, even if you are going as a group. Mm-hmm. Cartagena was a beautiful place in Colombia. Like, we had fun. And me and Sheena was living like we were a luxury. We spent $100. It's cheap. It's a place that everyone should go to see. It's not all inclusive, but it's so cheap that you can afford it.
So, Bree, first of all, I want to say thank you so much. I've learned things. I've been out the country plenty of times, and I've learned things I did not know. I want to say thank you for coming on our show. And then also, too, at this time, we always ask the business owners, like, what is a tip that you would tell an entrepreneur? And then also, what's going on with your company? I know you have an event coming up. I know, like, spend that time to, promote that, too.
I will tell any entrepreneur that never lose faith. People are going to try you. Step out on faith, learn beforehand, and always be teachable. Find someone that is going to mentor you. I have a great mentor that I send all my clients to if I don't know, or that she helps me. And Travel Antics, she's from our way, but she's based out of Houston. Amazing trips. She allowed me to come on some of her group trips to see the ins and outs, and I'm still learning. So always believe in yourself, invest in yourself. You're gonna take a low at first, but you're always gonna learn, and somebody's gonna test you, and you're gonna learn from it. Have people in place. I use Next Generation PR. to do all my social media. So if I don't answer y'all, it's not me, it's her. It's her that she does my social media. Start growing your business and make sure you grow with the right people who are willing to learn with you. And the biggest thing is always be teachable. Always be teachable. It's always something to learn. And whatever you're selling, make sure you know what it is. I won't sell travel if I don't travel. I'm a traveler, so I sell travel, right? Buy something that people know, what they're doing. So I always do that. But we have a lot of things because we are growing, we are learning, we are not letting anything stop us. So next Friday on the 18th in Gonzales, Louisiana, we are having a mixer for young African Americans, young, old, whatever. Kids are welcome, for travelers that really just don't know everything. Or say you don't have anybody to travel with. We have groups. Most of my travel buddies live in other states that I met on trips, right? So this will be something for the young travel community. It's at the camp in Gonzales, Louisiana. We have a flyer circulating on our social media, and it's from 7:30 to 9:30, just to come out and see what we have going on, learn some different myths, what type of groups they have. We'll have little cards on each table where you can read something that you may have not known. Some things I dropped in here, some things I haven't yet, but we're going to have little fun facts. And you can check out our social media for all the details for that. But again, I want y'all to follow our social media because we will be Labor Day weekend. We will do this every year. This is our annual trip. We pick a different country every single year, but this Labor Day we will be in Mexico. We're turning Cancun into the new Miami for tacos. So follow us. Last year we did jamming in Jamaica, and next year we will be in St. Lucia for 2024.
Okay, you told me ahead of time. Ahead of time I can go look at that.
Labor Day, we are going somewhere. We try to do it for parents' schedules. The kids are out of school that time, so we will be there. Like I said, Next Generation PR is for my public relations, and my sister Devin, she does all my running. So if somebody's bothering y'all, it's her. None of this is me, y'all. None of this is me. So this year, follow us. You'll see all the live from Tacos and Tequila. I thank my group so much. People that have came before are coming again. So you'll see that. And then we just released that we will be in Egypt next year, April 3rd through the 8th. You do have to travel from the States from April 2nd to get to Egypt on the 3rd. We're flying into Cairo, and we have amazing things planned. Hot air balloons, camel rides, ATVs through the pyramids. We're flying to Luxor. We're doing the Nile River. So we have so many things that will be just different. And our whole goal at Busy Bee Bookings is to make bougie Black travel a norm. Like, we do not have to stay going to Atlanta and Miami. We can go places. We can save money. We can have experiences over many things. So we're always doing that. We have something for the Greeks in the works that we're trying to do, like a Texas Greek picnic, but we're trying to take it out of the country, do things like that. So we're making this something more. And you can follow us at Busy Bee Bookings on Instagram, at Busy Bee Bookings on Facebook. And we're growing. We're trying to make it known. We do have releases. We have new things coming out down the pipeline. So just keep up with us. And yes, I do have everybody's working because on nights, I think of things and I just put it on them and we make it happen. So I hope to see y'all at the mixer. If you can't make it, it's totally fine. We'll try to go live at the event. But we do have so many trips. If you can't do any of those trips, we also can plan you a private trip for you and your family. We're always open to that. Now, y'all, I do work full time, so sometimes I'll be out of it. But give me some grace We ask for 7 to 10 business days to plan trips, but sometimes we are great and we have new systems in place to cover you all as travelers and myself as a business owner.
Well, Bree, thank you again. And everybody knows on Thursdays before we go off the live, if you are a business owner in the chat, this is the time. We have people in here. Drop your name, what your product is, what your service. We take about a minute to do that. So if you need, let's take the time right now. We got some people still left in here. So if you own a business, starting a business, drop your ad in the comment. If you have a website, an email, just whatever your contact information is, drop that in and take this time to do that. People start following people. Bree just said you can definitely go to her page and you can find her website to where you can see about her mixer, the things that she has going on with her trip to Egypt, and also too, just looking to book a trip, go there also. And like I said, with Wise Consulting, we have an event coming on in November. It's going to be a networking event for business owners to be able to meet new businesses, people that may help them in their business. And if you want to be a vendor at that event, you can also find that on Wise Consulting too, to sell your products. So some of the people we have in right now, we have about her business is at Next Gen Group, social media marketing and branding. Ariane Phillips has Phillips Kids Tutoring LLC. Adrika Carter, she is just a serial entrepreneur. That's my girl. She has Carter Capital, Carter Associates, Comcast Podcast. They actually just did a great wealth development summit in Toronto this year. Last year they went to Tulum, I think. So this year they did it in Toronto. So she's really good. Ariane just dropped her a website, and then we have All About Mo. Monique, they have EMP Enterprises, construction company. So we have a lot of people in here. You never know what you're gonna need, networking is always a big thing for any business that you have. That's why we do these every Thursdays, just so people can get in the area with like-minded people, same type of task, learn something new. Every business owner has a different story. Every business owner has a different path, has a different product, and we just want to create a space where people can come, learn from each other, learn things they didn't know. Bree, I learned so much about travel, and I thought I knew a lot. Apparently I don't. So I learned some do's and don'ts that I really need to apply in my travel. So in the Adrika Carter next year's summit is going to be in Trinidad, so we need to get with the Busy Bee. So like I said, just connect with each other.
The Beehive, always ready to travel.
So everybody have a good night. Thank you again, Bree. Everybody, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all learned something, and we definitely will see y'all again next Thursday. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you.
Good night.
Good night.